Alright guys, back with the Tacoma. We got the AC working and it running much smoother now. So now it's time to move on to greater things. You can see it's got a really good rake to it. When I had 400 pounds with the tires in the back, it kind of sat more level, but yeah, it's several inches down in the front or up in the back, whatever you want to call it. I feel like, personally, I think it's really low in the front and it's pretty high in the back. I feel like there's a lot of ground clearance, so you can see the entire axle very easily. So we're gonna fix that with that box that's sitting on the back of the toolbox. Amazon. Ordered a level for it last night. But if you guys don't know, I'm doing an 11-inch lift on this truck. Might even stretch it to 13 if we do body lift. But I don't know. I haven't decided if I want to do body lift yet on this truck. Also, we're gonna build a flatbed because why do I see light right here? It was a hunting truck and the bed got smoked. That's what happens when you have dogs back here. If you know, you know. I ain't gonna go into any more detail, but look at the tire. Anyway, but the frame is very clean. Like if you look down here, the frame doesn't have any rust on it. It was just from the dogs and their fluids. Anyway, so I'm doing an 11-inch, possibly 13-inch lift. The way I'm gonna start with it is, I'll go ahead and tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm doing the 6-inch FabTech or RC lift. The drop down bracket here, we have to relocate the diff and cut a little bit of the frame out. Nothing crazy though. Then I'm gonna do 5 inches worth of pucks, basically stack levels on top of the strut tower. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is I just got a 3-inch. It came with a 2-inch block for the back. We're gonna wait on that though, because it's already 3 inches down. We're gonna put the 3-inch in this video, which is the level. So we're gonna do 3-inch. Then I'm gonna come back and do another 2-inch puck. Then we'll do the 2-inch in the back. So then we're actually gonna get the whole truck up. And then we'll do the 6-inch and possibly a body. All right guys, so on these pucks, whether you're doing a 1-inch puck, 2-inch puck, 3-inch puck, and you're stacking pucks to 6 inches, that's as much as you can squeeze in. I wouldn't recommend that at all. It makes your tie rods bend down super far and you can barely get them in. You have to like compress the suspension. It's too much. It's really not smart to do. But it's besides that, it's one of the easiest installs there is. If you have a Toyota 4Runner, a 3rd gen 4Runner, or if you have any of the Tacomas that are 95.5 up or pre-runners, as long as you have a strut and not like a regular coil spring. If you look up here and you have a strut that bolts up 3 bolts, these spacers are super easy to do. All you gotta do is pop on your ball joints loose. Also, these trucks and the 4Runners with this Toyota IFS front end, because they're the exact same, the upper and lower ball joints are very problematic. This is my hunting truck, that's why there's duct tape on there and yada yada. It's my hunting truck that's getting turned into a daily one day. I'm probably gonna do the 13-inch lift before I ever even put it on the highway. But anyway, I was just gonna mention that do also check your ball joints for sure. If you're driving it, do not attempt this without checking your ball joints before you buy the pucks, because something could break. This truck is, if I can zip tie back together, it's fine. It doesn't go on the highway. This is more for content. But yeah, I'm gonna show you how to do it. But again, make sure you check the lower ball joints. Were recalled on most of these because they were a flaw in the design, and the uppers, they just go bad from existing. Guys, I just had a little flashback. Look at it now, all this room. Phew, this is how I remember these sitting. I thought it looked very low, but yeah, got a little bit of a wobble in the wheel. I think it's a lower ball joint. I noticed this wheel sits a little crooked, so I know something's wrong. We need to figure out what that is so it can be fixed. Because they call these manual locking hubs, and that kind of makes your mind go to where there's electric locking. All right, guys, so our wheel bearing is shot. It's hard. It was easier to see with the tire, but you see the way you can tell. I'm gonna give y'all 3 tips in about 30 seconds. And when you see it moving and the CV axle moves with it, you know it's wheel bearing. It's really hard to catch it on camera. Also, only Power Strokes and old Toyotas have manual locking hubs. If you don't know how manual locking hubs work, as far as I'm sure you know, you twist that and it locks it in, is that when I turn this right here, you see the CV's not moving. We lock the hub in. Now the CV moves with the tire. I missed a little bit of it because I was kind of concerned it wasn't going to happen. But I got this ball joint nut off, which has no threads anymore. Neither does the ball joint. Now how that happened, I'm really not sure. It's still I guess I'm gonna cross thread it because it still goes on there like it's grabbing. But anyway, that's all I did. I took the Carter key out. It came in like 10 pieces. It looked pretty crusty. But then I'm gonna show you how to get your upper control arm away from your ball joint. All right, guys, this is how you on 4Runner or Tacoma front any Toyota IFS like this design. There's one way to do this right. You can tell someone's done it before. You have to hit the ball joint up right here. The control arm, excuse me. But also another thing I should mention is that the jack is underneath. If you do this, and this is very rusty, probably have to get some more Mr. Oil in here. The jack's under the lower because when it comes off, it's gonna let the weight down. So we got the jack under the lower control arm. Alright guys, put a little bit of marble mixture oil in here and then tap it like this right here. Better to put the cast iron on there and tap that, but on this whole thing I'm not too much concerned. Alright guys, marble mixture oil has worked its way around itself by gravity. And I got this 8-pound. We're gonna try it on there. There we go. That's probably the most difficult one I've ever had to deal with. On my 3rd Gen 4Runner, it was about 3 knocks with one of these little tiny hammers. But it'll be easy next time, because this thing will be getting broken apart a lot. Anyway guys, the next step would just be letting the jack down. And also, I think I'm gonna have to disconnect the sway bar. It looks rusty and cruddy, so we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna go ahead and take the bolt out of the lower strut and see if I can get it out without doing the sway bar. All right, guys, so we can see this good. I've already taken the bolt out of the strut. I was able to get it out, but I wasn't able. This wasn't coming down far enough without hooking the sway bar. It was kind of fun. It was about rounded off, so I used a pair of vice grips, but now it lets all this come down. That right there will be good. Stop it there. Now you got 3 15mm bolts on here. As soon as you get that off, we'll throw the puck on and then start throwing this junk back together. All right, guys, I broke 2 of these with a wrench and a hammer. They're pretty tight. This one on the back, you can't hardly get to with a wrench. Another thing is loosen your upper control arm so it'll move down, but I just didn't do that. But anyway, I'm gonna take a hammer and tap on this. Maybe you guys can see. Alright guys, we're to the fun part here. So there really ain't nothing to this. You take your new spacer, shove it right on your existing hose. It is good to tap it a little bit, make sure it goes down. You take your old nuts and you put it on here, like this right here. Get all 3 of these bad boys on. Then I'm gonna grab the impact to tighten it up. This is all there really is to it. It's just impact 15mm. And I will mention one of my favorite feelings in the world is holding one of these compressed struts with an impact, because when you go to the vibrations of the springs, if you've ever done it before, you'll know the feeling. One of my favorite feelings out there. All right, guys, accidentally didn't record some stuff, so I just went ahead and buttoned it up. I'll show you what you missed on the other side. I got these 2, the bolts. I put the top bolts in first, and the bottom bolt, it all slid together. I had to jack this up just a little bit, but it all went together well. We're on to the other side, and those springs sitting right there, coils, those are from 3rd Gen 4Runner that we did this same lift on. Alright guys, I'm gonna try to pick this Allen, this Carter key out. like it when it breaks, then you can just easily pull it out one at a time. I use this little impact on this because my big one don't fit in here. It got it. There we go. It's always fun when it works like that. And then we're going to try this one again. This whole suspension on this truck, this hunting truck, is crusty. Crusty as could be. So, it's annoying dealing with this right here, but we're going to start beating on it, see what happens. Alright guys, truck's on my jack stand. The jack is under the lower control arm because you don't want it to go. It ain't gonna fly apart or nothing. It's just better not to do that. But again, we're just gonna go straight to the 8-pound. Not even got no oil on it. I'm gonna give it a couple little wake up taps, and then we're gonna see if it'll pop up. Alright guys, put a little bit of Marble Mystery Oil on there. Mechanic Pepto Bismol. If you know, you know. There we go. This is a stubborn one. I've probably done this on maybe 7 of these suspensions. Some of them 4Runner, some of them Tacomas. And these right here are aggravating. These things been in the woods with mud and dirt and grime and whatever. These were aggravating. But a good old Marble Mystery will get her done. Alright guys, now we're taking the lower strut bolt out. I'm just getting a wrench in here. I mean a pair of pliers. A pair of channel locks actually. This is kind of in my way, trying to move it like that. It don't take much on here. Open these up a little more. Just anything in here will work. There we go. Don't lose that, like I just did, don't lose that washer. Here it is, set that to the side. And the bolt, only a tap out easy. Just don't burn the front threads. There we go. Another thing is I'm gonna leave it like that for now. I'm gonna jack it up because I got a little bit of tension on it. And then we're gonna get to our top 3 15mm again. Alright guys, y'all need to see me put 3 nuts on again. So I got that done. Alright guys, last time I thought I was recording this, apparently I wasn't. So hopefully it's a good view and it should be understandable. Here's our bolts we need for the top of them. I'll go ahead and get one out. The way you do it is lock washer, washer, bolt. So, yep. Like I said, lock washer, flat washer, bolt. Kind of like this right here. We only need one to get it started. So you always want to put, so on this, you'll be doing a 180 from how your original bolts were. And then when you stack a coil or stack a spacer, a puck, you'll do another 180 and you'll be back to where you was at originally. So anyway, look on your truck. There's always one in the front, 2 in the back. And you gotta make sure that your lower piece, the bolt only goes one way, so then you know this is how it goes. So we'll take it, shove it in here. I love vehicles with a strut, so much easier to work on. There's no pressure on it. On the assembly, anyway. Get your bolt started. It can be fun trying to find the hole line up right. Once you get it, it's pretty easy. I like to go ahead and get all 3 started before I put my lower bolt in. That's just me. I do recommend that. Now we're gonna get our lower bolt. This bolt was in here like this, but it's hard to get it out, so we're gonna do like the other side and put it in. The other side was in this way, but it's on the driver's side, this on the passenger side, so it's basically inverted. All right, I went and grabbed a hammer. Set this down. Perfect. Make sure you get your nut and your bolt, your nut and your washer. Slide it on. All right, guys, so again, I'm gonna move this out of my way. Get this nail here. As far as this one to go. Pliers on it. Open them up a little bit. I'm gonna take my 21 mil on this side, tighten it up. 20 millimeter. That's all there is to that. All right, guys, got the jack under the lower control arm, jacked it up, and so started picking the truck up. That's where you have to stop. This is easier if you loosen the upper control arm, but we're gonna do it the hard way, just because I'm lazy. Anyway, pull this down, put this nut on here. And then that's pretty much it. Let's find the right side socket for that and tighten it up. Got the mini impact back up here working for us. And now there's less room in here. So this is the old school ratchet wrench. Again, not too tight, just to the first time. Throw a quarter key in there. Voila. Let's get the wheel back on and sit her down and see what she looks like. That's what she's looking like. I love getting in the door and you sit down in the seat and the dash is up, not facing down like you're looking at. Ditch. And it looks better in general just because more ground clearance. One thing I don't like is that it reveals more ugly stuff in the frame. We'll get that all cleaned up. But yeah, it looks way better. 3-inch was mint, and it's still a little low in the front. It's crazy. That back was way higher. Yeah, I'm a fan. I like that. And now I'm gonna get a 2-inch puck for the front to stack, and then I'm gonna put the 2-inch blocks in the back. All right, guys, so that's how you install a level on your first gen Tacoma. There you go. AC is still blowing cold as could be. It's awesome. And again, make sure you drop a sub so you can watch this truck get on a 11 to 13-inch lift with some wide boggers or grab 35s. So, and make sure you drop a comment, let me know what you think. If you want to level your truck, it cost me less than $50 in less than 50 minutes to do that, and it looks amazing. Again, make sure you don't just slap your stuff back together. This is a hunting truck. It doesn't even leave the yard. It doesn't even hunt, actually. It really just sits around. Before this thing goes on the road, I'll be doing a lot of work on the suspension, a completely new front end. But so make sure, I don't want anybody that's not mechanically inclined to think it's okay to throw ball joints back together like I did. But I just want to point that out. You know, I didn't want to misinform anybody. Anyway, guys, that is it. So make sure you drop a comment and a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you do it, or just let me know anything. Let me know what you think about me doing the 6-inch drop down bracket lift. Thank you guys for watching.